get the name of the title of your story. Come on up, Annie. She's going to run. Is she getting jingle? The marathon runner. Annie, you did a marathon, right?
An ultramarathon.
Excuse me, an ultramarathon. Is this going to be featured in the story? Then I won't ask you. Then oh shit. I wrote your story.
It could have been any runner.
Okay.
So it's yours.
My story is called When the Tap Runs Dry. So have you ever had an idea that is so stupid, so absurd, so friggin' bonkers that it ends up with you shaking like a leaf from fear, cold, and a tiny pinch of rage at yourself for standing at a water tap on a graveyard after nightfall? Well, I did, and I can't recommend it. Because that's the situation that I was in, and the reason I was in it was because I had the idea, stupid, absurd, completely bonkers idea, to run from the lowest point of Germany to the highest point of Germany. So let's go back to where this actually started. So I stumbled through the outskirts of Hamburg, through the woods. I started the day 50 kilometers earlier, and with 3 liters of water. And I'd actually drank all of that water. I refilled it, and I did that twice. But the day was very, very hot. And there are a lot of levees close to Hamburg that don't have shadow, so you drink a lot. And all of that water was now gone. And there I was, thirsty, exhausted, and it was getting dark. And I really needed some water. So I checked my phone, I checked my map, I go and look for the closest graveyard. That's not as weird as it sounds, because graveyards have water taps. So they're a hiker's and a runner's best friend because they give you access to water. So I found one, and I told myself I would make it there, because if I didn't get water, I couldn't cook dinner, I wouldn't be able to drink anything, and I was exhausted and wanted to quit, and maybe water would save this entire run, and I wouldn't have to quit. Finally, after much, much longer than I had actually hoped it would take, I reached the graveyard, and I opened the creaking graveyard gate. I wander on, I wander past the tombstones, the candles glow softly, and my pitiful weeping actually fits the scene quite well. I don't want to be here. I want to be home. I want to be somewhere with a tap, a kitchen, a bed. I want a hug. I really don't want to be here. I'm scared. But then, maybe there's a water tap somewhere. And I see one. And I rush towards it, and I think, okay, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can run this entire ultramarathon, and everything will be fine. And I turn the water tap, and the rusty metal grinds a little. And I turn, and dirt trickles out. The tap is run dry. What do I do now? I feel like my own tap has run dry. I'm out of energy. I'm out of courage. I'm out of hope. And I just want to go home. But it's after nightfall and I don't even know where I am. So I go back onto the street and I see some houses and I think, okay, there's a light. There's a light, okay. And I see a man sitting at his computer through the flapping window curtain. And I stumble up to the house and I say, hi, take me on, I don't know where I am. Can I have some water? He looks up at me and, he comes out and hands me a bottle with a small smile, and which I take. And then I sit at the bottom of the steps. My hands are shaking as I pour the water into my little water bag. My plan is still to take this water, to go off into the woods in the dark, to just throw my sleeping bag into the woods, and I didn't have a tent. I wanted to run lightweight. And then just sleep there to see that I'm scared. I don't want to freak him out. I don't want to cry in front of him. I mean, I'm asking a stranger for water at 10 p.m. and frankly, I just don't want to cause a scene. So I'm pouring my water, shaking, much like now. And I suddenly see these small feet in my field of vision. And I look up, and there's a boy standing very close to my face, and I'm pretty sure you can see the tears, and I don't want him to. So I put on a brave smile and I say, "Hey, what's your name?" And he says, "Mohammed. What's yours? And what are you doing?" What am I doing? I'm running. And frankly, I don't know what to do anymore. And I'm scared, so I start crying. I start crying in front of this little boy. Before I even know what's happening, there are 4 other kids around me, just swarming around me, saying, "Hey, come on in. Come on, just rest." A girl picks up my backpack and says, "Yeah, come on. It'll just come inside and rest." And the boy looks at me and says, "It's going to be okay." When I started this run, I've been really proud of being able to say I'm going to do this entire thing self-supported. No outside help. I don't need any help. I don't need anyone. But the thing is, I needed help. And we all have moments in life when instead of running, we sway. This family was the first of many strangers who helped me. This family, these kids took me into their kitchen, they gave me dinner, they gave me tea, they even gave me a bed to sleep in. The 2 girls sleeping on the ground so I could be in their bed, so I could rest and recover. And other people later also offered water, offered candy bars, encouragement, or just a helpful wave towards the right direction I should run in. So my tap had run dry, but when our collective tap runs dry, when we don't know where to go, who to turn to, I want you to remember this. It's okay to ask for water.
Yeah.